Hello everybody, welcome back to Operation Musketeer. My name's Aftertaste and this is going to be turn 7 for the British Commonwealth and France. And as you may be able to tell from the board, we've got a little bit to do today, so we're going to get right on with it. The first thing we're going to do is income increases for the British Commonwealth and France as Germany declared war on Poland, having signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. It's 1d12 each, so we're just going to do one at a time. And we're going to have this heavy armor dice. This one will be for the UK. A disappointing 4. That will put the UK up to 22, tantalisingly close to wartime production. And next we go for France. An eager 12, so France just goes straight up to wartime for production, which I suppose means France could declare war. But you know what? We're not gonna. Okay, so that's that out of the way. We're gonna go to the UK's turn. Well, the British Empire's turn. Okay, so we have technology. We have 4 roles. We're going to roll for radar, anti-submarine warfare, long-range aircraft, and improved factories. So I'm going to use the tower again. No, not so good. Radar and anti-submarine warfare we do get though, which is nice. So I will take that. I'll happily take that. That's very nice. Okay, just throw these dice. Okay, over to purchases. For the UK, we have 16 to spend, and we're going to spend 13. We're going to finish off the heavy cruiser for 5 and purchase 2 marines for a total of 8, which is 13. So out of 16, that leaves 3 left. Linzac and FAC are both going to spend their whole income. You know what I mean. Anzac are going to purchase 2 infantry, and FAC are going to purchase an infantry and begin construction of a fortification in Calcutta. Includes purchases. We go on to combat movements. There are a few combat movements. So one of the first things is let me just get this out of the way. The 2 battleships and heavy cruiser that were in port in Gibraltar are now going to go on escort duty with the remainder of Force H. And I'll tidy all this up later. I need to fill about with it now. And there's also some combat moves to go particularly in the Pacific. We have control of the Dutch, so the Dutch coast submarine is going to go here to do some raiding, and the regular submarine is going to go to this season to do some raiding. There aren't any aircraft on the carriers, so we can do that quite easily. I think that was all. I think that was all for combat movements. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so we've just got some raiding to do. I neglected to get some dice, but there are some right here, fortunately. And is there a raiding? What do you call it? Under construction. It's not important. We know the ratings, so let's just grab the dice. Put them there for now. Is there a rating token somewhere? If there is, I'll put it on later. It's not a big deal. It doesn't affect anything. Okay, so we'll start with the coastal submarine. Attacker will always be red, so I'm not going to say it anymore. The coastal submarine has a +1. Promising that's 4 damage so far. I'm also going to have to find the damage marker, but I'll do that later. Japanese are down by 1, 2, 3, 4. And can the other Dutch submarine finish it off? This one gets a +2 to the roll. Yes, it can. It can't possibly fail. So 5 damage done to the Japanese line, and the income is removed. I'm going to leave these in Okinawa because I'm probably going to keep using them. That concludes combat for the in the British Commonwealth turn. Obviously, it's not the actual Commonwealth. We go over to non-combat moves. We have British coastal submarine is going to go to here. This transport in Malaya is just going to move to go and port in Calcutta. We're going to continue with the South African shuffle. Another infantry goes from Cape Town to Egypt, and I will swap these transports over. The Dutch naval units are going to move one space over to Poland. The Polish torpedo destroyer is going to pass through the Danish Straits. I have checked; it can do this. It's only British and American units that can't actually use it. The infantry in East Poland is going to go into Warsaw. I think that concludes all Commonwealth and Commonwealth controlled non-combat moves. There's all the tokens I was looking for. Huh? Can't believe I didn't see them. Anyway, we'll move on to placing new units. Right, so we'll grab everyone east of Suez. That'll go two Anzac infantry going to go into Sydney. One more FEC infantry goes into Sydney, not Sydney, Calcutta, and I'll put this under fortification under construction in Calcutta too. British construction. One of the Marines is going to go into South Africa, Cape Town, beg your pardon, and the final two, we've got one Marine is going to go into London, and the final, the finish of the cruiser is I need an import thingamabob. Excuse me 1 second. Oh, there's one. Yeah, it's going to go in port in southern England. Okay, that concludes placing the units. We go to collect income. So let's see. Britain are now collecting 22. FEC are collecting 9. And they collect 7. So Britain now on 25. I've already for 7. And FEC I think is going to collect 9. Okay, that concludes the Commonwealth turn. We'll go straight over to France. France still have a technology roll, miraculously. We will go for heavy armor, as always. No, even with that little boost, it got us nowhere. We go to purchases. France have 10 to spend. We're going to spend all 10. We will be purchasing 2 infantry and 2 militia. Okay, there are no combat moves for the French. We do have a number of non-combat moves. It's basically a huge reshuffle. Right, so the French Second Army. We're going to basically move everybody. So we're going to move these. Where's the card? Oh yeah, that's more of it. Okay, right. So the 3. I want to do this bit by bit because it's a bit of a mess. But basically, everybody's getting shuffled. 3 militia from Alsace-Lorraine are going into the Second Army. The 2 motorized infantry and the AA, which is being towed, are going to go from southern France to Picardy. We have 4 infantry in southern France that are going to rail to Picardy. And from Paris going into Picardy, we have 1 artillery, 1 militia, and 6 infantry. And that appears to be all those movements. Okay, we have the fighter in southern France. That's the first. The Paris is going to become the first army. I'll move all these after. Excuse me, some beans. Okay, so they 6 militia and an A gun are obviously still there. Okay, so from southern France into Alsace-Lorraine, we have 3 militia, and 1 of the militia is going to go from southern France into Paris. 4 infantry are going to go from southern France into Alsace-Lorraine, and the fighter is going to go from southern France to Paris. So that's basically a huge shuffle. Everyone's moving up. That concludes. Our friends have no combat moves. That concludes their non-combat moves. We go to placing the units. So it's 2 infantry in Paris, one more in Picardy, and one more in Alsace-Lorraine. So where's that? 1, 2, 3, 7. Was that right? I can't remember. Hold on, I was looking at my notes. No, we're going to put this last militia in Paris as well. Yeah, okay. Yes, so 2 infantry and a militia go in Paris, and 1 extra militia goes in Alsace-Lorraine. Okay, that's French purchases over. We go on to collect income. France collect 18. I've just noticed a non-combat move I forgot to make for the British. This Dutch destroyer is going to go 1, 2, 3. I hope my opponents don't mind. I marked it, so I feel like it's a legal move. I think that's everything. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it is. I always end up second guessing myself if I stop. So yes, I have finished my turn. I will hand over to the captain. And thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. And ta-ta for now.